And welcome to the next YouTube show. My name is Ryan.
I'm Dustin.
And I'm Anastasia.
And we appreciate you guys tuning in here for the show tonight. So we're just hanging out on some hanging chairs, I guess you'd call them, right?
Yeah.
So we were out on my patio last night. Hopefully there won't be any crab invasion tonight. Do we have any dive cases?
Yeah, we got
do.
A few,
okay.
so we'll have to
Maybe
do.
Then you're holding onto the dive cases, or you're holding onto the dive cases today. This guy, I'm not. I don't trust Kendi. I don't think she's done with me yet. So
I heard some rumors.
Did you? Okay. Well, I think I'm pretty safe here right now, but you never know what's going to happen. So we had a really, really fun show last night. We're going to actually be broadcasting tonight. We have about 5-6 watches, and we're going to be on again tomorrow night, YouTube, same channel, same time. So we're going to kick off the show here with something that's really new, and it's what we're calling that Speedway Viper, and it's a Generation 3. And Dustin, in terms of this watch, why is this different than the previous Speedway Vipers that we've had before?
So first thing first is the addition of the bracelet. That's something new that they came out with this for the anniversary event. And then also, if you take a look at the dial is kind of interesting. It kind of goes back to the days when we had the Excursion Touring Edition, and then that cool cable design included into the Speedway Viper.
Yeah, and that's I love that cable design, and it's not that typical 1 millimeter that we've had before. So
yeah, it's
it's like a 3 millimeter cable, I think, that goes along on this timepiece. And
yep.
yeah, I like the readout inside the dial too. You have the multiple different halos on the inside of the dial. And then, I mean, this is a big watch. I mean, we had the Speedway before with the Viper. We've had it on a bracelet, and I mean, there's a big heft that goes along with it.
Yeah, this is a heavy watch. This is, in the price don't scare you, it's $149.
It's $149.99, yeah, and it's item number 648317, and we're looking at either the black, the blue, or the gold tone.
Yeah, my favorite by far is the blue that Anastasia has on. Gorgeous blue.
Definitely. Hey, we have Mark, one of our friends in our chat room.
Okay.
Has a question for Dustin. He says, find us a new Hydromax.
A new Hydromax. I have, there is some Hydromax coming out for the cruise, so tune into that. Some stuff that we've never done before on the Hydromax. Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Well, yeah, this is a guy tonight that knows stuff way ahead of time before I do. So if you guys have some questions tonight, we want to know about any questions you have. We want to know if you're going on the cruise. If you have any ideas too, we're always looking for ideas here for new design. So you're talking to the right team here tonight.
Yeah,
so.
absolutely.
So here, let's just go over the different color choices one more time here with a tight shot, just so you can see everything. So we're talking about, there's either what we're calling the blue, which is right here over my finger here right now. The next color choice then is the black. And then then we have that almost monochromatic color, except for the cable.
Champagne dial.
Yeah, with that champagne that's a part of this timepiece.
That's, again, blue right there. Yeah. My favorite.
And I don't know if you guys see, okay. All right, we're all good.
We have a question from Tony. Tony wants to know if we're going to see any more Subaqua Noma 5 models anytime soon.
You will be seeing some Subaqua Noma 5s. We have a tinted crystal combat Subaqua Noma 5 coming up.
Really?
I can't recall when it's coming, but I know it's yet this year. So tune in for that.
We also would like to know if you guys could link the links to purchase the watches on the YouTube channel, if possible, the ones that we are showcasing.
Yeah, Evine should be showing that.
Yeah, the link
there should be
people
links?
back home. I hope you're listening. We need some links put in there so we can purchase these watches.
And that's usually how it works. Maybe there's a little technical difficulty right now, but we have a moderator back in Minnesota, and they usually, for each watch we're putting up, there should be a link to Evine's page. But if you want to open up another window, this item number though is 648317. Again, that's item number 648317 if you want to make that. All right, well, another, let's see. All right, is there one other thing, you guys, is camera 3, it's light? Is that something?
I'm not seeing the light.
Yeah. Mike?
Heart's light.
Okay. All right, so we're gonna go on with the next item here.
Let's ditch this dive case.
Thankfully, there's nothing crawling inside of that dive case.
Yeah. Notice how Ken brought it to us with it open.
Okay, that's good.
Ken.
Thanks,
Ken. That's really good. And if you guys didn't see last night's show, you can see the highlight on my Facebook and my Instagram page. That's Invicta Ryan. there was a big crab that actually jumped out of the dive case, and we were talking about it today. Good thing that it jumped forward, away from me, instead of actually towards me.
Yeah,
Because
he
that would have
probably
been
jumped off the balcony.
That probably could have been one of the most viral
Yeah,
videos on YouTube. Maybe
could have been a YouTube star.
It could have been. I could have maybe surpassed Bieber. Who knows? So.
A million hits easily on something like that.
Easy.
Okay, so what we're getting into, and I don't know if the links are going quite yet, but this is item number 644162, and this is the Russian diver, and this happens to be that Ghost automatic. And you know, we had this before once or twice, Dustin.
Yeah,
and
just once.
Was it only once?
Yeah, about 2014, 2015, you saw a Ghost that came out. And we sold through that very quickly. For some reason, the movement factory that was making the Ghost movement for AL either just stopped making them or something happened with them. And I kept on hounding him. I'm like, dude, we really need to get this Ghost back. And sure enough, early this year, he sent me the renderings over of the new Ghost. And I said, you're kidding, right? We actually are getting this back. He said, absolutely. How much do we want to order? And I said, a lot. People love this watch. So what's cool about this is you'll start seeing some of the other Ghost renditions coming out, but I know kind of some secret stuff. We'll be debuting a Ghost on a bracelet here very shortly, so tune in and keep
I like
your
that
eyes open for
idea.
that.
Bracelets are fun. Yeah.
Well, and you'll see Anastasia's actually been wearing one of these watches, and just the quick color choices. Anastasia is actually wearing the blue. We do also have a silver tone version, a rose tone version, and also a gold tone version. And it's virtually the same color, just except for the bezel, and then also just for the crown protector. Is that right? Is the crown protector blue?
No.
Okay, I thought
Just,
it was.
just your bezel
It's only the bezel. Okay, I couldn't see it from this angle. You know, I really like this, and we call it the bridge movement because you'll see just going from the 9 o'clock position over then to that 3 o'clock position, it actually looks like just a bridge. If you were just a miniature person or whatever going inside of this dial, that's how you go across. It's an actual bridge that just goes inside of the movement. We have that crystal on the front of the watch. We have the crystal on the back of the timepiece too. And the Russian diver is just really, really, truly such an iconic collection at Invicta. I mean, dates all the way back to commemorate the 1959 Russian diver that was commissioned by the Royal Russian Navy way back then. And it's really a staple. I consider it Invicta, and I'd actually like to hear your point on this. I think at Invicta there's really, a core 4 collection. We have the Pro Diver collection, we have the Subaqua collection, we have the Lupa, and we also have the Russian diver. And I think if you really want to round the 4 major bases, I think those are the 4. I mean, but now some of the collections like the Zeus, the Bolt collection has really come on strong too.
Yeah, but if you're looking for that timepiece that's big, but not like extravagant like a Bolt, this is totally your piece. I have actually the limited edition version that we did a while ago with the SW 500 movement in it, and that was where we did the old school dial with the leather straps. I have that. I wear it all the time. Love it. It's just such a simple watch, but so big.
I have a question from Jenny. She wants to know what happened to the tourbillon
Or
spelling?
tourbillon.
Tourbillon, sorry, spelling. Watches. What happened to
Tourbillon
those?
watches.
Yes, that's a great question.
Yeah, very good question. To my knowledge, Invicta still will not have any of those coming in. So if I were you, it's one of those kind of holy grail watches that you want to go out on eBay and try to find.
Okay, fair enough.
I wish I had a better answer for you, and that we were.
You wish you could say more were coming, but
more
they're not for
tourbillons
now.
that were coming, but
As of right
unfortunately,
now.
yeah,
And Ryan-
as of right now, we will not have any.
Okay.
We also have a
Invicta won't have any.
Okay.
Okay. Well, there's your answer, Denny. Ryan, we'd like to know how many watches do you have in your collection?
I have right around, I would say 80, but there's probably about 72 or so in my dive cases or the cases. My girlfriend likes to
Steal them.
I think respectfully borrow them is I think more
Respectfully borrow.
appropriate. And she's definitely entitled to do that.
Absolutely.
So I'll be looking one day and Grand Diver is missing or something. Honey, have you seen this? Have you seen that Grand Diver? Oh, this one?
The one that I've been wearing for the last week.
Exactly, yes. But it's actually fun that you asked that because at first, when we first started dating, almost 2 years ago, she didn't quite get the whole watch thing. And she picked up on it immediately and just and she's very familiar with the collections. Actually, even her daughter, she's like, oh, that's a Grand Diver, or that's a Lupa. Even her daughter knows, and they watch the show quite a bit. And she's, I think, watching right now. So hi, honey.
Hi.
But it's really fun to just watch how, just I can see like the collector coming out in her also.
It definitely becomes a, you get into it. You start wanting more and more, and I can see where the fascination comes in. These watches are awesome. So.
Yeah. Well, we'll go on to the next watch here. This is what we have going on here. This is the third item of the show, and I just want to look at the item number here so I can actually give that appropriately. This is item number 624904, and this is Venom. And Venom 2, I mean, it stemmed originally from the Subaqua collection, but it's a real powerful timepiece when you have this watch on the wrist.
Yeah, 2008 is when this one came out. I actually started working at Evine, something different back then.
Sure.
In 2008, and I remember setting this watch, not this particular watch up, but the original version of the silver tone with the all silver tone dial and the bracelet watch. And when I first started wearing watches, it was the very small 38 millimeter timepieces. When I was setting this watch up, I was putting this on my wrist, and I was like, wow, who would wear this watch? Two years later, I got my first Venom, and it's such a bold statement when you're walking through the airport. With something like this, and this is even more because you have the high polished added to it with the Swiss chronograph movement, and it's just it's a masterpiece, I think.
Yeah, it truly is. I mean, I'm going to take this gold tone for a minute and just put it on my wrist here, and you can see it. Oops, I'm sorry there. I wasn't following you, Eric. All right, so yeah, I mean, all monochromatic that you see on this timepiece. And I mean, just an amazing. I have a couple different Venoms in my collection. I have one. Let's see, one, two. I think I have three. I have the Val Grange movement in one of mine, and then I also have a Master Calendar version too, which I absolutely love. And even the bracelet on my wrist. I'm going to turn my wrist to the side, and you can just see. Look at how this watch just fits on my wrist right here. I'm just going to slowly pull the watch up my arm a little bit further, like if you just to say if you had a bigger wrist. And see how that still fits even for like a larger wrist size out there. So I love the craftsmanship, I love the design, I love the engineering that's associated with this timepiece. And I think the story is actually pretty cool where Al just told the design team, he's like, yeah, I'd like you to work on a watch that has 1,000 meters of water resistance because we had never done that before. And this is the design they came out with.
One of the ones that he started with, the 1,000 meter water resistance, which again, you still really don't even see that when we're creating the watches and they're coming out. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's such a great watch, such a elegant looking watch.
Someone from New York, John, wants a shout out. He has 55 Invicta watches, so we have to.
Oh yeah, I think
done, John.
Is that Johnny P?
It is Johnny P.
Johnny P. Johnny P. All right, John. Well, he was on the cruise last year.
Was he? Is he coming back?
Awesome.
He's coming on.
He's
you know what?
back?
He actually.
John, you're coming back.
He almost had a logistical nightmare. There was some big storm up in the East Coast, and a lot of the flights were canceled, and they were trying to.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
He was affected by that, but he was very worried that he wasn't going to make it on the ship.
Yeah.
But luckily he did, and I had a brief chance to meet him. And hopefully I have a more of a chance here to hang out with him on this next cruise. And you guys, we're over 80% sold. There are under 300
cabins left. Yeah. So if you don't have your cabin and you want to join, you might even see some people that you really want to see coming on the ship.
Oh, is that something that I don't know?
You and I discussed it earlier. We can't for sure confirm it yet, but.
We had a blast. The cruise was really fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a lot.
There.
How was
I was
it?
there.
Tell us what your experience on the cruise, Anastasia.
Oh gosh, we just loved meeting everyone. It was so much fun getting to know all of our team Invicta. It makes the brand seem so much more like a family because there's just so much energy there. It's like a huge Invicta party. So we had a great time. We were on the stage dancing. There was balloons and. Yeah, it was crazy.
It's going to be
it
even
was
more.
Insane.
I've seen the layouts of what we're going to do this year, and it's like 10 times what we did last year.
Really?
So,
oh boy.
Yeah.
I mean, even like last year, we had the elevators. I mean, the doors of the elevators had Invicta, graphics on them and everything. I mean, it was.
There's more parties this year.
Okay.
More parties are a good thing.
That's a good thing.
If you tune in on Saturday night, the debut of Marvel is going to be incorporated into the cruise, and we're actually going to do a party that kind of goes along with the superhero theme. So I can't let it out too much, but I know it's going to be super fun.
We have a question from Marquise. He wants to know, Does the... I'm sorry, I lost this question.
That's okay. We'll just go through. You find the
I
question.
found the question.
Okay.
Does
All
the
right.
venom hit the wrist bone? You'd like to know.
On some people it may.
Yeah.
It may see. So for me, it depends where you wear your watch.
Yep.
I wear my Venoms actually go above my wrist bone, so it doesn't affect me. You know, everybody has different areas where the watches fit, and for me, it doesn't affect me at all.
Yeah, I would suggest just get one. I mean, with Evine, you got the 30-day return policy. Even right now, it's even through the end of
January 31st.
January 31st.
Yep.
So just get one, take a look at it, and
Dustin,
try it on.
Also, one more question for you. It says, with all the new character watches, can you hint what might be the next one? And are there any sports licensing watches for Invicta on the horizon?
No sports watch licensing that I know of.
We get that question a lot.
But like I said, if you tune in on Saturday night, you'll see their launch of Marvel, which is very cool. We have more Marvel launching throughout the rest of the year. Star Wars is definitely coming back. We're going to bring back all of the Stormtrooper, the R2-D2, C-3PO, and Darth Vader, and then they're adding the green guy. So you have to tune in for that when we release that.
Okay.
Yeah, and
Fair
Yoda
enough.
too.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah,
All right.
Yoda's coming out.
All right. Well, I suppose we should maybe talk about this watch in front of
Yeah,
us.
let's talk about this one.
So this is actually pretty cool. Dustin's been wearing this watch. Anastasia's wearing this watch right now, and it's the Coalition Forces. And Coalition Forces is just known for just ruggedness. You know, it can just really be right there at your side in any sort of situation. And this is the lowest price that I've ever seen at Coalition Forces
Yeah,
before.
by far.
It's $49.99, and the item number is 649332.
And we're already done with it. It's so cool.
Okay.
Quick thing on that one, for $49, and if you buy more, it's $39. So that is cool. Look at this. We got a special guest tonight. Some of you may recognize this gentleman.
Well,
He was on-
maybe they won't because there's.
Oh, maybe because he has his clothes on.
That's right. I guess we have to explain
Yeah,
that.
let's talk.
Billy, you're mic'd up.
Yes, I
Okay,
am.
yeah. Why
Billy
don't
has a
you
mic on.
explain that? Yeah.
Well, some of you may have seen me if you guys watch the Discovery Channel. I was on a TV show called Naked and Afraid. I was actually the first season, episode 6, which was the season finale.
Really?
Yes.
Did you
and
make it?
We made it to the end. It was 21 days in the swamps of Louisiana. And
Really?
It was crazy. Yeah, it was crazy.
Billy was down on the beach a little bit earlier with a magnifying glass and some ants, and he was starting a fire down there. It was super cool.
So, Billy, really quick, like I know on that show that people lose a lot of weight. I mean, you're like.
He's a big
you and
dude.
JT right here. I mean, it'd be a pretty good arm wrestling match between the two of you, really.
Take these
But
buttons here.
did you lose a ton of weight during that time?
I lost almost 43 pounds.
Wow.
So I came in at about 240 pounds and came out at 198 pounds. And I've not weighed
Listen.
that light, been under 200 pounds in a long, long time.
Yeah. I mean, this guy is built. I mean, he's just carrying
the
all
mu-
the heavy equipment.
he's the
and stuff
muscle
like
here.
that. Yeah.
Yeah,
so-
every time I'm just hanging out in the back and I see Billy dripping sweat, 100 degrees out here, and he's huffing all of this stuff around here. So we wanted to bring Billy on tonight. And so, what watches have you seen? Because I mean, you see a lot of watches. You've been with us a couple different times here. What's your favorite looking watch? You know, what would you wear if you were
I'd
purchasing
have to
one?
say, I really like the Bolt Zeus, but you guys have so much variety, and there's so many different styles and colors, and I love to see the variety in them. And the fact that there aren't that many, that you get a quick run on something, maybe you got a couple hundred, and then that's it, and then that design is finished. So I really like the variety. I like the color too. But I think the Bolt Zeus and the Venom are probably two of my favorites.
Yeah, speaking of limited quantities, I know for sure on this one, because I remember purchasing it a while back, there's not much left of this thing, and I was super excited when it came in because you don't see the old school the gold with the rose gold much anymore.
Oh, that's a good point.
And
yes.
then on top of it, I mean, the blue and the black, anytime you see a black and blue watch, I always try to get more because they fly out the doors.
That's true. So you do see it's the 18 karat rose gold that's actually going down the center link of this particular watch. And then I believe, is it rose gold inside of the dial also? I believe it is.
Yeah, yep. You get that.
Oh,
Yes, it is rose gold. And then you see that carbon fiber in there too, which is super cool. So this was similar to that Speedway Gen 3 Viper that we had out
just
here.
had, yeah.
But this is in the Bolt collection, kind of like what Billy likes here. But it's the newest version that Invicta's released, and I love these things.
We have our special requests for any women's superhero watches. Are those in the works yet or
Women's
no?
superhero watches.
Specifically Wonder Woman.
That's not Marvel, but I have heard rumors about something coming down the line. Yeah.
Okay.
Can't release anything quite yet, but yeah. Marvel, you'll see a couple women's watches. Not when we first launched Marvel on Saturday, but tune in for the holiday season. We're for sure going to have more of the Marvel watches then.
Okay, very good.
For women.
For women?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's great. So again, with this, you're just ordering. It's pretty easy. You're going by the case color. So you're looking at either the gold tone or else what you see with the other option that's just turned here. I'll turn it towards you. That's the gunmetal. So it's the gunmetal with the blue. You order gunmetal or else gold tone that you see over on this side of the screen. Both have the genuine carbon fiber as a part of it, and then of course you do get that cable design.
I think so.
So Billy, what else do you do for fun? Somebody said you're big into the bow and arrow scene.
I do a lot of the primitive technology, and that's what originally got me on to Naked and Afraid. I had been studying this stuff for years and put up a few YouTube videos, and lo and behold,
Well, that's how
they actually have talent searchers on YouTube looking for new talent, and they found me through my videos. And
Really?
so they contacted me, and then it was flew to LA and interviewed with the producers, and then I got the call I was on the show.
Is there a funny story that you can say that either happened on the show or behind the scenes or anything like that?
Yeah, give us the scoop. I
Yeah,
want to know
a
what
little
really
dirt.
happens.
Wow.
Yeah.
Not to put you on the spot, but I am.
Yeah,
so.
right.
There was-
Even if there's not, that's fine.
Well, there was so much stuff that happened that, of course, they can't show. But there was one part where I saw a squirrel in a tree, and I tried to go after him, and I had a stick, and the girl I was with actually was videotaping it because we have video cameras whenever the camera crew's gone. And I snuck up and threw this stick up at the squirrel, and I missed it. But it was just something so funny that she actually showed it to me and played it back, and I couldn't stand up. I was laughing so hard.
Just how you look throwing a stick naked at some squirrel in a tree.
Naked throwing a
buck
stick
naked and you're throwing a stick at a
up
squirrel.
at a squirrel in a tree. Of course, I never hit the squirrel, but it was worth a good laugh for sure.
So what was your best meal when you were out there?
I'll tell you, the funny thing is we actually got what's called a nutria, which is a giant, like a giant water rat, essentially. It's like a giant muskrat. And I know it sounds gross, but we got it and we cooked it up, and it was surprisingly good.
Lots of protein.
Especially when you're 40 pounds down too. I'm sure anything sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
right?
Oh yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, let's take a look at this one.
Yeah.
I couldn't resist putting this in the shows tonight.
call.
I was able to manipulate the shows so we could have this cool stuff. But this kicked off in the cruise. If you were on the cruise, you saw this. We were debuting this. We sold out of 150 units in 2 shots, and we were super surprised of how well it went. Cool thing about this is you got a Swiss automatic movement in it, and I mean, look at the diamonds on it. Those are all solid diamonds. Bezel and the dial, and then I'll just turn that case back around. So what's interesting about this? So if you take a look. You can't see it, hold on there. You can see the limited edition number, 300. This is the last quantity that will be ever made of this watch. So we brought in 150 units for the cruise, and we brought in the rest of the 150 units for the anniversary.
The first cruise.
Yeah, the first cruise,
the
I'm
first
sorry,
cruise,
for the first cruise. And for those who know the watch industry, that's just how long it takes to create something like this. We had it back in the cruise in February.
Yep.
It took that long to get this back in stock. And these are the final 150 units that are left in this Octane.
And so what this watch is, I mean, you're talking about 729 diamonds that are a part of this timepiece. That's over 3 carats of ice that you have on this. I mean, and the thing is, what I like is you guys in designing and us too, we didn't stop just with the dial. We have the different stations too, where you carry the diamonds out on the stations of the timepiece in addition. So I think it was a fantastic idea, and it's really interesting too to take a military inspiration because that was the whole idea behind this collection.
Absolutely.
And then it's just turned into a beautiful, beautiful piece of artwork on the wrist.
I think if I saw a guy wearing this watch, I would immediately
Stop and
just
talk to him,
wonder what was.
Be intrigued?
Yeah, I would be very intrigued. So definitely a conversation starter and very heavy.
Yeah, I
Nice
think
piece.
there's less. Last time I looked, there's less than 70 of these watches, and that's not a lot for the entire United States of America.
Wow.
Yeah, that's not. And you know, there was a couple people who called in on the show, and they actually got into that watch, and they're really, really happy to get that.
Billy, did you get to take a watch with you when you were naked?
No, I did not, unfortunately. They I had to bring some survival items that I figured were essential.
Yeah, what'd you bring?
And well,
Invicta watch was not one of them.
unfortunately, no. But it was, I brought a knife, I brought a cooking pot, I brought a hatchet, and then I brought a big spool of paracord. And so those are 4 essential items. I didn't know what I was going to receive
You
until
only
I
can have
actually,
4 things, is that right?
No, they chose.
Oh.
And so when I went out there and met the girl naked, and that's how I met her, was in the swamps naked, then we went to our bags and then we found what was in there, what was our survival item. So I got a knife and the girl got a Firestarter.
Really?
And that was it. And everything else we either collected or had to make from natural materials that we found out there in the swamp.
Wow.
Wow. So did
Very
you make
cool.
any clothes, or did you just kind of?
I tried to, but it was more of a formality. They don't really protect you out there from the bugs and everything else. So
the bugs. Yeah.
yeah,
forgot
it
about
was
that part.
it was rough. So they didn't really work. So I just said, well, the heck with it, and didn't even bother with the clothes. I just
Well, yeah, I mean, the formality, I guess, for being on
You're already
TV.
naked.
I mean, you got the fuzz blockout
Yeah.
or whatever it's
yeah,
called.
yeah, it was all blurred out.
Yeah, blurred
so.
out, yep.
Did you try to beat the blur and try to get?
Run really quick so the blur would.
No, I couldn't beat the blur. They were too fast.
Let's take a look at this one. So this is the lightning bolt that debuted as a TTV last Monday. AL got to present it last night. Unfortunately, he wasn't here until Tuesday, so he never got to show the world this timepiece. But this is that new bolt collection. Super cool watch, completely new design when you're looking at the case, the
We'll see
bracelet.
if we can make any more noise, Keith. Yep, he did.
Well, that's cool. That's behind the scenes.
Yeah.
They're putting
Behind the
everything
scenes.
away because they want to go and have a few beverages. Billy's not helping them, so
That's
Exactly.
he'd be carrying that whole cart on his
By
shoulders.
himself,
So,
right.
yeah.
But yeah, this is item number 648297, and Dustin, this is an amazing price for a bolt. It's something that's brand new, and I know it was something special for the event here at $159.99 to get this watch home. That's a sweet deal.
Yeah, that's a,
With an 8-slot dive
yeah,
case,
with an
by the way.
8-slot dive case. I mean, if you were to just, I mean, back when the original Bolt Zeus came out in 2011, at Christmas time, I think.
The Bolt Zeus, yes,
Yeah.
yes. Yep.
So that thing was what, $499 or $512? I mean, granted, the construction on this watch is nowhere near a Bolt Zeus, but if you're looking to get into a Bolt, like, and not pay a whole ton of money, I would highly suggest this one. So Ken's gonna interrupt us and steal
I
that
have a
from
question from Y Chan, and they'd like to know if you have any other Bengal type watches other than the Gabrielle Union line, and if we can expect to see any of those.
I wouldn't. We don't have any more. Invicta doesn't have any more of the bangles other than the Gabrielle Union because they wanted to keep it special, so they kept it with Gabrielle Union, and there you have it. So go pick up a Gabrielle Union watch.
All right, well, we're going to go with, is this the final watch of the show?
Sweet.
I don't know, is it?
Do you have any more questions we can zip through?
Okay.
Sure, let's ask some more questions.
All right, so we just have a couple minutes on this, and let me just get out the item number. I'll get out the price and also the sizes and colors. So this is item number 647387, and it's either a 42 or a 50 Subaqua Noma 3 Swiss quartz chronograph. And this is that genuine Gibeon meteorite dial. So let me just go through the colors really quick. You have 250 millimeters, which are on the outside. So this is a 50 millimeter black. Then we do have 2 white choices. So we do have the white in the 42 millimeter and also then the white in the 50 millimeter. So if you want to do in his and hers by chance, you go with the white. And what I noticed too, the only other distinguishing factor is the 42 millimeter is high polished on the bezel and also for the elements going around the case.
Yep.
But then the other is matte finish that you see. So, Dustin, in terms of meteorite, can you just expand, like, just when you are working with AL too to design watches out there? I mean, you guys have to be selective when you want to use a meteorite dial, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, most of the time you're going to see a meteorite dial. You'll see one coming up later in the event that has it's a Subaqua specialty, all high polished, meteorite dial with a double row of diamonds. And obviously the price on those are way so high. We wanted to come out with like an entry level, sounds bad, but entry level meteorite price point.
Sure.
And this is really the only time you're ever going to get that type of an offer. We really want to keep those, like you said, we really want to keep the meteorite to a special watch, diamonds, Swiss automatics, chronograph. So we did this.
Dan, we have a question for you. Sorry to interrupt. Any new versions of the Bolt Sport coming, maybe in different colors?
We've had some fun colors
Bolt
already.
Sport,
Yeah.
if you want to stick around for Christmas, we're bringing Marvel Bolt Sports.
Marvel
Oh, wow.
Bolt Sports.
Yeah,
That
Marvel
sounds
Bolt
That'll be
awesome.
cool.
Yeah,
I like
very
it
cool.
with the colors and stuff. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. And you were talking about this, and it's only been like maybe twice, or 2 or 3 times that we've, really given an opportunity to the collectors out there to get into a meteorite dial. I know we did it with the 10th anniversary of the Subaqua specialty case design.
Yep.
We did that, and here we just did it with a Subaqua number 3.
Yeah.
But we really do reserve that meteorite for some real special watches. But sometimes it can be cost prohibitive. I think this one and AL coming out and marking the price down another $50.
Yeah, I mean,
it launched.
it's not to scare people away when I said price sensitive or whatever.
Yeah.
It's still the Subaqua Noma 3 case construction. It's still a heavy duty timepiece. The strap is that silicone strap. It's not that hard plastic. And I mean, like Ryan said, on the 42 millimeter, you have that high polished version. And then my favorite is the men's, obviously, just because it's a little bigger watch, but it's super cool.
Can you show the case back on that meteorite? Marquise would love to see that.
It's just so cool that you guys have 4 billion year old space rocks.
Yeah.
I mean, I've never heard of anybody doing anything like that with a watch face ever.
It's really cool, and scientists figure that it either broke off from an asteroid or is actually part of a supernova. That's when a star actually explodes and just
Wow.
everything just goes throughout the universe, and it just crashed into Earth. So yeah, it's
incredible.
it's
we're
something
almost
really
done.
special.
How many more minutes we got? Let's take a couple more questions.
So
Let's
many
get outta
questions
here.
about Star Wars.
Star
Wars watches.
Let's hear 'em. I can answer
Just
some.
when are they gonna
Christmas
updates?
time. Yeah, I mean,
Everyone's waiting for them.
I know for Evine's factor, I mean, we couldn't get them back until December. I know we'll have another exclusive watch coming out at the beginning of December. Take a look at that one. We have some tune into our last minute gifts event. That's usually a couple days before Christmas. We have some exclusive Star Wars coming out. I was just at Invicta a couple weeks ago, and we've created some really cool Star Wars for the cruise and for the first part of the next year. It's a different process when you're making with Star Wars, because Star Wars has to go take a look at the watches. They have to see the renderings. AL's factories have to make the watches. They have to send them to Disney or to Star Wars. They have to take a look at the watches, make sure that they're representing the brand appropriately. So a lot goes into making Star Wars watches. Marvel's the same way.
All right. Well, we do have to wrap things up here. I just was told in my ears, so we're all out of time. But you know what? We're going to be back tomorrow night, same time, same channel. So let everybody else know too, and we look forward to having you then. We really appreciate you coming here tonight and also being a part of the show. So this is that YouTube show. We're live down in Cabo, and we will end up seeing you tomorrow night. Follow us on social media too.
Thanks, Billy.
Thank you,
Billy.
guys.
Thanks, Anastasia.
Billy.
Thanks,
Seeing y'all.
Dustin.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
guys.